Jefferson Street coming inbound from the west side of Nashville near the West Loop. Looks like that has since cleared. All is well moving. It was just in the right shoulder. But as of this morning, not seeing any of that fog that we saw yesterday that caused a number of issues, even when morning the calm before the storm of what is going to happen over the next few days, because we know that traveling is going to be very dangerous out there. That one red dot you see there is the crash I just mentioned that was coming inbound near the West Loop on 40, has since cleared. So right now it is all clear on the crash map. Looking at B&A, I'm going to have more information about folks leaving town today and what to do if you are leaving over the next few days. We're going to try to those tips in just a few minutes. The Traffic Report is brought to you by AFS Foundation and Waterproofing Specialists. Keeping an eye on what it looks like heading into B&A this morning from 40. If you're heading east into the main entryway into Nashville International, this top lane is the one, and it has been busy. A handful of people that were supposed to fly out either tomorrow or Sunday, they have already changed their flight. So what the airport's going through right now, what we know from their winter weather planning, is that they typically are holding 2 meetings a day at least with airlines to talk through the situations. As of this morning, no issues. But of course, once that storm starts rolling in across the country, we're going to start to see that ripple effect right here in Nashville. So it's up to the airport to make sure that the runways are clear over the next few days. Of course, tomorrow morning shouldn't have any issues for the most part if you're trying to get out of Nashville very quickly. But then we're going to start to see some of those issues come in. So please be checking that flight status. Plan for alternate options. I know some hotels in the areas are giving some discounted rates for travelers that are stuck. So do your best to make sure that you've got every situation taken care of. Want to make sure that you've got somewhere safe to sleep and are not just stuck at the airport all weekend. The Chef Report is brought to you by Ashley. We will be right back with more news, weather, and traffic after this. We're out over the next few days, making sure that the roads are treated. This all in turn is going to lead to safer roads, but also some potholes out there. Want to just pass this information along so that you've got it. You know what to do. We say this every year, but it is so easy to report potholes that you see because we want to make sure that your drive in the next few days, later on next week, when everything does clear up, is safe for you. So if you've got to report something on a state route, that is going to be to TDOT around the Nashville area, NDOT, and then every county's got their own department. Super easy. You can either call or put these requests in online. They're usually really quick, and especially if you notice a big one forming, want to make sure you get that taken care of right away. After the break, we're going to have more information on the crash map. Have a new crash over in Donaldson, but nothing on our interstates this morning. The Chef Report is brought to you by Ashley. We'll be right back. Exciting on our roads. We do have a brand new crash in the Donaldson area, Emory Drive and Royal Parkway. When it comes to our traffic flow, it's typical for what we see around 5:30 on a weekday morning. Here's a look, 24 Hickory Hollow Parkway for folks coming in from the southeast side of town. You can see headlights, taillights, no issues for east or westbound lanes this morning. Same story for the north side, 65 at Vietnam. That's the incoming traffic. Starting to pick up just a little bit, but nothing in the way for our interstate drivers. We did have a crash reported if you were coming in from West Nashville before the West Loop near Jefferson Street. That has since cleared. So as of right now, no issues on the interstate, just that one crash in Donaldson. Weather. It's easy to forget some of the basics. Something that I had to learn the hard way myself a few years ago was I didn't go anywhere for a few years when it was really cold out. Went back into my car, battery was dead, had to deal with that, called AAA. So just keep in mind over the next few days, if you're not planning to go anywhere, make sure to start your car, check on that. Also, we ran a story recently that some newer cars or some used cars don't have spare tires in them. They're not coming with those nowadays. So just make sure you've got one of those. If you can, get your hands on one in your car as well if you do have to travel. You gotta have all those necessities. We sound like a broken record. We're talking about it, guys, but it's better to be prepared, have all the planning done so that when it does come our way, we can take a little breath and try to relax as much as we can. Yes, well, I know a lot of people with this ice on the way are thinking back to '94 where we saw a lot. Important thing to remember is a lot has changed since 1994. A lot of technology has advanced. We're well more prepared. So not if you're having flashbacks to that moment, just know so many crews are ready to tackle whatever's coming our way. Sky 5 showing us a bird's eye view of the salt barn from TDOT this morning on the west out there, making sure that the roads were safe. Crash map, we've got a crash Donaldson area, Emory Drive and Royal Park. Parkway. Just had something reported 24 near 440, so going to work to get more details on that here in just a second. This traffic report is brought to you by Electronic Express.
I love that you are with us here this morning at 6. I'm Jennifer Krause.
And I'm Amelia Young. Weather, of course, story of the day and our weekend. Our team's an area that looks to have cleared interstate-wise. Just starting to see a little bit of slowdown here from the north side, 65-24 near Trinity Lane. Also southeast side of town, seeing just a little bit of that yellow and orange pop up. Drive times right now, nothing to worry about. Of course, the roads are clear this morning. Tomorrow, very different story. But if you've got anywhere to go today, best day to do it. Shouldn't have any issues getting around. The traffic report is brought to you by Tennessee Homebuyers. Jennifer.
I mean, the Arctic blast taking shape now, so whatever falls immediately, they're just trying to get everyone prepared. I think it's so sweet because it's hard to get all of your ducks in a row, especially when you're on a limited time.
Yeah, that's just because of some standard congestion that we've got. 65-24 junction from our T-Dot Smart Right camera right here near Trinity Lane. Starting to see it pick up just a little bit, that congestion. Nothing major just yet. I expect this morning to run pretty standard of what we typically see on a Friday. Of course, give it 24 hours. It's going to be a lot different. So 19 minutes from Millersville, 40 in for a lot of airlines working to help people rebook their flights. Here's a look from one of our T-Dot Smart Right cameras, top lane right here going into BNA. I'm sure a lot of people rebooked today to try to get out before this hits. Just make sure you're paying attention to those arrivals, departures, because the ripple effect is really going to start as a lot of the country is impacted by this winter storm. Jennifer. Tracking the latest. The models this morning, I know this has been such a fluid event. As we get closer, what are we seeing this morning? What can you tell us?
Well, you know, our confidence just continues to go up with the timeline.
Crash map as of right now, have a new crash reported in the Whites Creek area. This is going to be 24 west near the Old Hickory Boulevard exit. So going out of town towards the Whites Creek area, impacting that traffic. When it comes to drive times coming inbound on 24, those aren't really being impacted. From Jolton, you're seeing 19 minutes, under half an hour from Pleasant View, and 44 minutes in from Clarksville. Been a quiet start to our Friday morning. That was expected. But of course, as all this gets into gear later today, hopefully we can get more folks off the road and staying home for a few days. This traffic report is brought to you by Syracuse Vein and Laser Center. Jennifer. 30 minutes in from Lebanon. So nice and clear start for you. Tomorrow, though, going to be a little bit different story as this winter storm does come in. 24 west of Old Hickory Boulevard this morning. Seeing a really nice beginning over here for our day, especially getting closer to 7 o'clock. Really not too bad congestion-wise. Haven't had any westbound crashes. Drive times 32 minutes from Smyrna, 43 from Murfreesboro. That's really nice for a Friday. Sometimes we see that tick up all the way to 70 or 80 minutes, but 43, that is good for today if you've got to go into work. The traffic report is brought to you by A. Warning drivers ahead of this weekend storm.
Yeah, they held a briefing yesterday asking everyone to stay home and off the roads unless absolutely necessary. Eric points
folding to do of a team of trying to figure out where their missing pieces are, get us back together. We've got a new stadium coming next year.
Who wouldn't want to come for the
stay close? So we will see.
Yeah.
That's all in my hand.
Yeah. I mean, transporting between places, but it was.
They sneaked the catfish in.
Oh, yes, yes.
Saran wrapped through.
Right.
When you do think back to 94, you said 26 years ago, technology has changed.
Yes.
We have improved. Even from last year's snow to this year, Nashville, the state as a whole, has made so many changes. I mean, we learned from the TVA with the power grid. They're ready to tackle that. So a lot of different things in play here that hopefully help. We know that there are those sometimes things we can't control, like
have an ice storm and all the food that's stocked in their refrigerators and freezers. Although I guess you could.
5 this morning at 9 o'clock. We have changed locations.
Yes.
I love having you on the weather center.
This is fun. Thanks for inviting us over.
Next time I'll, cook a little something to bring out to share.
You've got a lot on your plate right now already, literally and figuratively.
Yes.
That was so good, Jennifer. I mean, it is. I mean, this is the calm before this winter storm moves in, and it's not a one-size-fits-all forecast. We've got to remember, we're talking all of Middle Tennessee and Southern Kentucky. So it is truly know where your county is and be prepared to get
a lot about how crews are out preparing for ice on the roads. What about snow?
Well, our Rory Johnston breaks down the plan for Nashville.